Yadda dollar, now you show finish. Leave the scene clean, nigga, no flaws, no witness, cold engine. As I proceed to gripping wood wheel and corner bending. Now it's the last sentence, last word of your ending. No pretending, I don't fabricate or fantasize. Before I execute, I meditate and strategize. Sing your mama roses, hold the pain of passerby. I get the bread, that's the only way I'm pacified.
Carolina born from a Carolina breed. Welcome to Carolina where them boys stack cheese.
The Sweet Podcast Studios, this is the podcast that gives you hip-hop, entrepreneurship, and a little inspiration sprinkled in that thing, man. Finally got my girl.
LT, back from break.
And my homeboy.
Sock, what's happening?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and dive deep into this thing right here today. A couple topics we want to talk about is that Marshawn Lynch situation.
Yeah.
I feel like that interview was dope.
Check your egg.
Yeah. Gotta check the chicken.
Check the chicken. Hey.
Another one, Joc.
Yeah, Young Joc. Yeah. Driving for pull-up.
Yeah, driving for pull-up. And then we got a little bit of failure I think we need to talk about because it'll bleed everything together. So let's go ahead and start off with Marshawn Lynch, man. That interview where he was talking about just gotta keep your chicken, man. I think he I know he referring to the bag, and I don't know if that's a West Coast thing because he talking about chicken scratch. I done heard plenty cats refer to the bread as scratch.
Never heard of that.
For real?
For real.
Word. So I think
and it could be an Oakland thing, you know how that is.
Yeah, it could be. But I done heard plenty cats say scratch before.
Well, you know, I'm just saying, but it might just be more popularly used around that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right about that.
I don't know, it was interesting though.
Yeah. What you got to say, everybody leave besides, you know what I mean?
You know, to be honest with you, I actually know an NFL player.
Mm-hmm.
And when I used to work in banking, I actually did a loan for one because he didn't have anything.
Yeah.
He was fresh out. Like, I didn't understand how NFL contracts work till I met him.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't understand that they get their check, and then when they're in season, they get paid, and once they're out of season, that's it.
That's
so
it.
If they don't save
they get
up,
game checks.
Yeah. But if they don't save up, that's it. It's a wrap. So all he owned was his car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
He needed money to survive. It was real.
Well, one thing I do know is, I forgot how many years it is you got to play in the league. I think it's 4 or 5 years. As long as you're in the league, doesn't matter if you're on the bench or whatnot, you do get a pension. And everything's determined, you know what I'm saying, on how long you played and everything like that, on how much pension you get, but you do get a pension. But, you know, like, a lot of people live beyond their means. So, you know, you might be sitting getting back, getting in $50,000 or whatever or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, you spending $80,000.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy that you can fall into that rut, even as a young dude, with all of the stories that we done heard up to this point about NBA players, just people who have money in general, somehow messing up that bag. So that's crazy, because if you think about it, the way Marshawn Lynch come across, you probably wouldn't think he's as financially savvy as he is when he comes to, like, stacking up his bread and living off endorsements and doing all that. That's one of the things that really made me like him as a person, because he don't never, like, what's the word, sway. He never like sway from who he is.
Yeah, he's always Marshawn Lynch.
He was always Marshawn.
Always
He was a
Marshawn.
real ninja on that interview. That's all I can say. The real ninja came out. I mean, all the
That's all the interviews. If he even was giving you interviews, a lot of times what he used to do, I'm just here because I don't want to get fined. He didn't even want to say anything after the games. He just, I'm just here because if I'm not here, I'm gonna get fined.
Yeah. Amen.
You know what I'm saying and stuff. But like you said, obviously you can't judge a book by its cover, though.
Not when it comes to that bag.
Well, like exactly, like you said, you see maybe how he living or, you know, whatever, or how you think he might be living. And, you know what I'm saying, just his personality, how he looks and everything. Oh, man, I know he bad with money. Chill, I'm straight, bro.
Word.
I was able to retire early. And then, like he said, another thing with that is he knew he wanted to keep that, you know what I'm saying, his mental capacity, you know what I'm saying, intact. So he just felt like, hey,
He was trying to
look,
leave early.
I'm good financially.
The football players that got that massive concussion thing going on right now, So I guess keep your health in check, cause mentally
Definitely.
they going through some stuff.
Definitely.
I think that's a key thing to say too, man, because you got to look at the cautionary part of being a football player. You get a lot of the fame, you get the bag at the end of the game or whatever, and you might attain some records and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, I'm trying to tell you, when you looking at like
At what cost?
at what cost,
Boy.
you know what I mean?
But then they actually done polls on this stuff where they asked football players, like, if you knew beforehand what the consequences would be, would you still take that risk and play football? And honestly, I think it was 90% of them said, "Oh yeah."
They want a year for the check? Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, but you look at that.
Yes.
See, they look at it more like, man, the situation that I was in. You know what I'm saying? Living
So much
in,
better.
man. I mean, just to get out that situation, I'm willing to risk
Mm-hmm.
my life for the well-being of myself, not just myself, but my family, my friends, and everybody else I'm able to put on after that. So, you know, I'm being honest with you, it's real courageous in a way. You know what I'm saying and stuff, because it's just almost like all of them aren't just living out here just gold teeth in their mouth buying chains. Nah, man, they take care of people. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them take care of people. 'Cause
Yeah.
you got to think like they first generation. They the first people in their family to generate generational wealth if they play their cards right. Meaning they done made more money than their mother, their grandmama, you know what I mean, their grandfather, their
Combined, you know what I'm
daddy,
saying?
That's
probably
true.
combined. And then you're
Yeah.
talking about something as simple as buying your mama a car. Like that right there in itself can be such a good feeling. So that's something you'll probably want to get into.
Well, giving someone from a low background $1 million without financial education is like a recipe for disaster.
That's a bad
And
point.
you know what I'm saying? I do appreciate the fact that he even made mention, like, you need to get these in order.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was the realest interview I seen on ESPN in a minute.
Damn, that's a real ass statement too. And then talking about the way he played the media, like he stayed to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think about like it seemed like the media sometimes build you up and then that's a great story. But then at the same time, that crash, anytime you slip, like they gonna really be on you.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
just as big as a
Oh, yeah,
story.
yeah,
And they don't care about the
definitely.
individual person or what you're trying to
Nah.
attain or what you're trying to do. They want the ratings.
Meet me in the club. It's going
But see,
down.
I think that's another reason though he's able to make money, because you'd be surprised. Like a lot of people want him to fail. They want people like that to
Yeah.
fail.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So they're willing to sit back and watch that, and eventually you gonna fail and everything. Like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
that Young Joc situation, same thing. Like you was just talking about, it's going down. Like, and this is the thing. You had talked about that earlier, and then I was like, well, I'm looking at it like, dang, he fell off, and then you looking at it like, but nah, because he got 10 kids, he got to
You gotta
work.
make that money.
He got to do something.
Yeah.
So I commend Young Joc, because you got to think. We had to talk last week about ego and pride.
Mm-hmm.
Think about where his ego and pride was at, and how he was able to sit that to the
I'm
side
telling you, swallow that pride.
in order to
Yo,
start
I gotta feed
driving.
my kids.
I'm looking at
That's
this
way
as a
bigger.
come-up situation because think about this. Meet me at the club is going down. Literally, he gonna meet your ass at the club and pick your ass up and take your ass home. He can literally play the song as the theme song to ride and share. Yo,
But see, my whole thing is, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I actually heard Charlamagne talk about this earlier when he was talking about the Joc situation, and he brought it up like, you don't even know, he might actually be a co-owner of this company or something, or have a stake in this company or something. And being honest with you, this could all be like a publicity stunt. And being honest with you, you know, he might not want to sit back and let the cat out the bag. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, if you think about it, I never heard of pull up before this. Now, how many people done heard of pull up?
That's a very
free
good point.
advertising.
Oh, it's better than free advertising. I mean,
That's a
honestly,
good way to say any time you get in the media and your name is starting to get recognized in a good light or a bad light, they do say that's a good thing because people getting that notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
I think not the most important thing, but the thing that jumps out to me the most is the like I said, the ego and the pride being set aside to get out there and drive in Atlanta. It wasn't like he took the ride share to like Idaho or you know what I mean, like Utah or some shit where he could have did it on the low and just maybe not got recognized as fast. But
he didn't even hide the fact he was Young Joc.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, don't get it twisted. I mean, if it isn't the fact that he owns a stake in the company or something, he's actually just like, hey, like, I got to do something to feed my kids. He probably couldn't leave Atlanta. He got 10 kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that, too.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, he knows Atlanta. Let me go ahead and get it how I can get it. And stuff. Honestly, that might make him the most popular pull-up driver in Atlanta. Everybody calling for Young Joc.
I need Young Joc to pick me up, man.
It's going down. Pull up, ride and share, Young Joc.
Crazy.
Y'all just start bumping that every time he pull up.
I'm trying to tell you, that would be my theme.
Honestly, if I was pull up and he wasn't a stake owner, and I might sit back and maybe put a commercial with him in there. With his song in there, you know what I mean? Make him the spokesman for the company.
He ain't got to drive no more.
He ain't got to drive no more. You the spokesman for the company, just like that chick from Progressive is. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna be the spokesman. You know
and you know what else would be dope is pull up. If pull up this kind of state, I mean, if it goes nationwide, that's dope. If it is nationwide, that's dope. But if it's an Atlanta thing, like just straight Atlanta thing, they can take a huge market share chunk from Uber and Lyft and all the ones we know. You know what I mean? Like they can really put a dent in their pockets.
Shit, you got celebrity B-list stars picking me up. You know.
Well, I mean,
go down.
Honestly, like in another situation, you got to think about the guy that played Elvin on the Cosby Show. Sometimes, like, people use these situations because, being honest, man, they got a lot of pride, like we've been talking about, and they don't want to, like, Joc might not be one to ask for a handout or some kind of help from somebody that he know, even though that they doing it in the industry or whatnot, because, man, he got too much pride for that. Nah, man, I'm just going to get me a job. I'm just going to drive and make some money and feed my kids. But then somebody might not have known he was in that situation. That might be like, Joc, come on, bro. I got something better for you than that, man. For real. I got something better for you than that.
You would think you
got too much talent and everything, man, and notoriety. Like, I got something better for you to do. And, I mean, honestly, that's what happened with him. That's what happened with him. You know what I'm saying? He got put on after that. After he was finding he was working at Trader Joe's. Yeah, he got put on. I think he's on a show or something now.
I don't know what he got going on.
Into lemonade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's key. And with that, like, man, I think we can go ahead and talk about the third thing because I want to talk about failure, man.
We'll start it up, man.
The reason why I want to talk about failure because it's the opposite of what Marshawn Lynch got going on. It's depending on your perspective is how you look at Joc's situation. You can say what he got going on is failure, or you can look at it as like he actually doing something with his life after the rap. It might not bring that type of same revenue in, but like you said, them 10 miles to feed is crucial. So however you got to get it, he can be doing a whole lot worse out here to get that money. But failure, man, that's one of them things you got to go through on an entrepreneurial tip to succeed. Cause I can't really think of nobody. Maybe I can, but I can't really think of like nobody who got like a company or who like successful that everybody knows something that just jumped off the porch and jumped straight into something without having like that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are situations where, you know, people just started up companies where I'm pretty sure where, I think it was Apple Computers, you know, they built the computer in the garage and everything, and then once it got out there, I mean, this technology wasn't out there, you know what I'm saying? So they were basically able to just start up their own company and just...
I mean, that's still an exception to the fact. I'm talking about like...
No, that's what I'm saying. It ain't, you know, it ain't an everyday situation.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like
I think failure is your best teacher. It's the best free teacher out there.
It is.
You know, you can't even like...
It is.
You can't even like understand how good you got it until you fall. So I feel like failure is a part of life. Anything is like it's like a graph. You're gonna have your high points and you're gonna have your low points. It's just how your perspective is when you're at your low.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's a good perspective too. I feel like failure is necessary to succeed, and the only reason why is because that failure part is the humbling experience to let you know how you need to conduct yourself once you succeed. It's also a driving force because if you fail once, let's say you fail, your margin of error is huge for the first time you start something, and you fail, right? But with every failure, your margin of error gets a little bit slimmer, a little bit more narrow, because you realize what you did in all those failures. So they're almost like cheat codes for when that thing finally pops.
Go ahead.
I think the dopest thing that like helped me understand failure was the founder of Spanx.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the under
Yeah, the spandex workout stuff. Yeah.
She said her father, like every day when they came to the dinner table, used to say, "Okay, what do y'all fail at today? Like, what was your failures?" And he made it okay for them to fall, so they could feel like it's not like the end of the world if you fail.
Yeah. So they don't get too down, you know what I'm saying? And stay down.
So
right there.
Well,
that helped her
Yeah.
build her company to what it is now, because she failed at a few things before she came up with Spanx, which was like something she came out like that, and it became $1 million.
Yeah, multi-million-dollar.
Yeah.
But see, I think that's what I take as failure. I take failure as like almost like a checkpoint or like a fork in the road. And where you go from there determines whether or not you're going to be successful or whether or not you're going to stay a failure. And honestly, that's why I think, you know what I'm saying, that when people get to that point in life, the successful people take that as motivation, and then they go down that right path, and then they build themselves up from that because they learn from that failure. But then the other people who don't learn from that failure, they continue on this path where they just keep failing and keep doubting themselves and keep doing the wrong things. And honestly, I know too many people like that in my life and stuff. And so, you know, it's just like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's like how can I word it? Failure is one of those things. It's humbling in the sense that you don't attain what you want to attain when you set out to achieve your goal. But this is the thing, like, for your next endeavor, if you move the same way you moved previously, then guess what the end result probably gonna be?
The same thing.
The same thing, failure. So that's what I understand exactly.
But it ain't even just that though. I've known people that failed to the point where now they're even scared to try again.
Mm.
You see what I mean? Yeah. It's like, man, you know, last time when I stuck my neck out and I tried to succeed with doing something, even though I feel like I got a good idea now, you know what, man, nah, I can't do that again, man, because that failure killed me so bad. It killed me so bad, it just got you down in the dumps, where it's just like, nah, use that as motivation to pick yourself up and go further than that the next time. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, learn from the mistakes that you made. Look at why you failed. Not just the fact that you failed, but why was the reason that I failed. Let me really, really get in depth with it. What was the reason and everything? Divide it up. Look at it. Okay, I should have did this different. I should have did that different. Let me do that next time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What you got to add to that, Lee?
Man, just perspectives. You know, like I was crying today. I'm playing around with fake money right now. I'm crying about losing that.
Yeah.
You know, shoot.
But at the same time, you learning. Yeah, that's
I'm learning too, and then I got that pep talk, and you heard it. Like that pep talk was real. Like, and that was real money he was talking about.
That's real money. What I don't know if they probably can't fill in the blank. Tell them a little. You want to tell them a little bit about what you got going on?
Well, I'm entering the world of Forex, so I'm trying to learn the ropes right now and learning how to read the charts. So I'm playing around in a demo account, but that demo account not going to last for long. So I'm trying to get all my failures out now so I can learn from my mistakes before I do invest real money. So when situations like this occur, I already know how to deal with it.
Word.
So I'm turning my lemons into lemonade.
And Forex is foreign exchange. If y'all don't know what that is, that's basically playing with different currencies as they go up in the market. You can understand when to grab it and when not to grab it, or you know what I mean?
Buy and sell.
Buy and sell, pretty much.
Buy low, sell high.
Way to double your money.
Yeah, quick.
Word.
Lose it quick too.
Yeah.
That's one of my things. Everything you see up on this wall, I ain't gonna say necessarily was a failure, but all of these was definitely lessons I learned different things from. You know what I mean? So I had a couple people like, not putting nobody on blast or nothing, but I had a couple people jump in my inbox and kind of ask me how I was doing this and how I was doing that. and they kind of impressed, or they put it to me like they was kind of impressed with how I was coming across. And I'm like, man, this is really a learning experience for me. Like, I'm doing this on the strength of I know what I want to go to the podcast to go, how I want it to go. But the 3 C's I learned for podcasting was content, consistency, and courage. And that courage part stood out because I was waiting on him to get to the what courage meant with the podcast, and he just meant simply being able to put yourself in front of the camera. You know what I mean? And talk about your content. And then once you put it out there, can you stay consistent with it? So those 3 things right there are some things you can get from the podcast perspective. But just in life in general, you definitely want to stay consistent with what you got going on and constantly try to learn, you know what I mean, all the nooks and crannies to achieve greatness.
Yeah. Like you said, you got to take steps at a time. I mean, nothing worthwhile is easy. Nothing worthwhile is easy. You know, and like you say, you got to fail so many times before you finally succeed. And then when you do succeed, you enjoy it more. And not just that you enjoy it more, but you know what to do with it also. Because like you said, the people that just get money quick, lottery, a lot of the NFL players, you know, freaking 20-some-year-old NBA players, 18 years old, millionaires, all of a sudden the next day, they don't know what to do with their money. And when you talk to a lot of them and stuff, they say, man, them first few years, man, I blew. So I remember Shaq said specifically, he blew so much money.
And now that you speak on that, every time you see the young players, they talk about how the veterans, this is where I got this from. If y'all ain't never checked, I don't care about checking. Yo, Knucklehead Podcast, that jump pretty dope, man. It's Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles. They the ones who used to do this right here when they used to dunk or did a 5-play or whatever. But they talk to well-known, I ain't gonna say necessarily Hall of Famers, but they talk to some well-known basketball players. And all of them speak on like the roles veterans played in their lives when they was rookies going to that team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how they move a certain way and how they kind of do this and do that to keep their body and mind right for games. And it's crazy that these big organizations and leagues don't have like a school or something in place. The same way they got if you got a garbage ass free throw shooter, they got a free throw coach. You know what I mean? And then you go to this dude to learn nothing but free throws. But when it comes to you trying to secure your money, they ain't necessarily got that.
They actually do have that. That's the funny thing is though, but it's voluntary. It's like, I know the NFL specifically, they have seminars and classes and everything where they teach younger players and, you know, players that's only been in the league a few years, this is what you should be doing with your money. But it's voluntary. They don't make you take these classes and everything. But it's the guys that like, you know what? I don't know what to do with this money. I really don't know what to do with it.
Once you show up for practice, that's all they worry about. You know?
Yeah, but the fact that they even give you the option. I mean, that's why I said that's why they don't make it mandatory, but they do give those people the options to do that. They do tell you they have coaches and financial advisors and everything, and they advise them on how they should be, you know, handling their money. But like I said, they're not going to make them, you know. I'm not going to make you go to school. If you want to go to school, that's fine. We provide these classes. But, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to do that. But a lot of them are doing it now because you got to think about it. With sports, it grows too. The younger players are learning from the older players. They see these older players that don't have the bag anymore. Like, man, bro, you a Hall of Famer. Like, you don't have shit. What's going on? Ah, man, I was doing this and doing that, taking care of too many people, buying all these cars and partying and just whatever, spending money frivolously, you know, and not making real investments with my money and everything. And now these young players, they're realizing that too.
Learning from your mistakes is definitely, learning from your mistakes is a plus too, but learning from other people's mistakes, I feel like is also equally as important.
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer?
That situation.
MC Hammer?
That situation.
That part.
Shit. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to that?
When it comes to failure, nah, I mean, we touched on it, man. Like I said, I think we touched on it real nicely.
I think that's about it then, because I'm under this light, this crime running through me. I ain't even gonna lie. But, again, I just want to say, I am more than overwhelmed at the response we've been getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people like the last podcast. A lot of people didn't like the last podcast, but a lot of people, that was the podcast I got the most feedback on. So I want to say y'all keep tuning in. We trying to, you know what I mean, get this thing to a certain level. So don't give up on us, man. I promise we coming hard. Straight up. This is Sweet Podcast Studios. Again, I got my girl Lee with me. I got my homeboy Sock with me. This is the podcast where we're going to talk about hip-hop, entrepreneurship, and try to inspire y'all. One more thing. The game tonight. Who you got? Clemson and LSU. This on camera.
I'm going to go with LSU.
All right. Who you got?
I mean, I've been calling LSU since about halfway through the season.
Dang, I'm going Clemson, man. I'm rocking with the home team, man. I think.
I mean, I won't be surprised if Clemson win. It's not like I'll be like, damn,
it's a prediction, nigga. Which one did you going with?
I already told you, LSU.
All right, I'm going with Clemson.
Yeah, I told you
LSU. LSU, Clemson, man. We gonna see what happens. And then that's it, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Signing off.